Hey guys, this is the first internal VoP clan match that I'm going to be casting today. Today it's going to be me versus my good buddy SpAwN, that's spawning as a Terran, the pink Terran on the top, and I'm the teal Zerg on the bottom. So this is pretty much the first VoP casting that I'm going to be doing today. We're going to be doing many more in the future. This is kind of just to get everything started, seeing how it all works out. This is pretty much my first time really casting a game, so I hope you guys like it. And yeah, so VoP pretty much stands for Vision of Perfection. It's our clan. It's really nice, you know, group of people that kind of get together, play, train, and all that sort of stuff. We haven't really done any real clan battles yet, but we will be planning on doing some in the near future. So, you know, standard opening by SpAwN here, and I'm just kind of scouting to the right, seeing what's going on. If you look at the APM tabs, I mean, I'm a little bit of an APM spammer, but I guess so is SpAwN, so it kind of makes it up for it. But my average is 200 right now. It does decrease as I play. I think I'm somewhere about 120 or so. I know I need to improve that, but you know, I personally APM spam at the start just to get warmed up. Like, I mean, if I do that, I pretty much feel more under control. So wow, I don't know what I'm doing here. I just made 2 overlords, and my wow. Anyways, so I apparently made 2 overlords to start with, and I still don't have a spawning pool to going down, which is not good, because if you look at my minerals tab, I think I'm a little behind because he's already got his barracks started, so we'll see how this turns out. I think I wasn't really paying attention while I was playing, so I don't remember how this game turns out, but hopefully it'll be good. So he's just doing his standard scouting. SpAwN's actually pretty good at his scouting. He mainly doesn't ever lose. Oh wow, look at that. I stand corrected. He actually misclicked that SCV, and then that's going to cost him his scouting information. That's my drone right there. He's going in to check it out. So SpAwN does have that little area right there that he has not properly walled off. And he does open the gate for me, but I decide not to go in, or do I? There we go. So I kind of just scouted, but his Marines were definitely pounding away at me. So if I get to see that gas, that's the most important part for me, and I do get to see that gas, so I know he's not going for quite a early rush build. He's going to use orbital command down here. I'm kind of I have finally my pool up along with my extractor. I'm getting my queen out, which is a little late because it's almost 4 minutes, and I'm definitely behind right now. He's starting a factory, so he's doing a 1-1 build, which is very interesting. Usually, you know, sometimes you see Aliens if I go Zerg and if I go Lings, so we could possibly be seeing a mech play from SpAwN, whereas then I'm going to be going Roaches. So if he gets Aliens, that's not going to be too good for him, because Roaches are obviously anti-Alien, and they pretty much eat up all the Alien fire. So although I had a bad start at the beginning there, it seems like I'm kind of trying to catch up while he is going 1-1-1 build, so we'll see how that works out for him. Yeah, he's building a bunker, which kind of shows that he's scared of a Baneling bust, because I do like to do that a lot, but I like to change up my builds too. So he's properly building a lot of supply depots and a bunker in the back just to protect himself against that Bane bust. And he's just scouting, making sure I don't have a expansion. I'm building a spine crawler. I don't know why. I think I'm probably planning on expanding soon, so I'm going to be moving that spine crawler on the low ground and trying to get some ground. There come my roaches, and I've got an overlord ready, I believe, and I think I'm going to use that for sight and try to put some early pressure, and I always like to do that. So here are my roaches going, and his SCV is kind of just chilling there, making sure I'm not expoing. I don't know if he really scouted that or not, but we will see soon enough. And he's building his second barracks, and it looks like he is going for blue flame Aliens, and that's not going to be too good for SpAwN right now, because I do have an overlord to get the high ground site, and my roaches are ready to put some early pressure on. His bunker is on the other side, which is pretty bad, because he's not going to be able to withstand. Oh, there we go. He's building a bunker, and I catch that right in time. And there comes this Alien. It's not going to do much against these roaches, and the roaches are pounding away at the barracks, and we'll see how this works out. The Marine tries to focus fire the overlord down, but I pull it back just in time. I'm more interested in that barracks than anything at this point in the game. He pulls out his SCVs to repair that, and I don't know if that's a very smart move right now. He should have lifted that, but he he instead brought his SCVs to repair it. But if he lifts it, I'm going to come straight in his base, so he really has to make a split-second decision here. His tank's out. He does not have siege just yet. He just started researching it, so he is in a bit of trouble right now because I am putting some heavy pressure. In the meantime, while I'm putting that pressure, I am expanding, but his SCV does see that. So that's going to be not a big surprise to him, obviously, because Zerg does like to put pressure and then expand. So yeah, his siege tech's halfway done. He's got both gas geysers mining, and he is going for an expansion himself because he did scout my expansion on the bottom there. I'm transferring my drones over right now and researching Laratech, plus getting my extra gas there along with the Ling's speed. So I've stopped putting pressure simply because I saw that he did have 2 tanks and they can be pretty effective, especially in siege mode. And he is putting down in other factories. We could possibly be seeing a heavy mech build from SpAwN, whereas for me, I'm still kind of going, a little bit of Lings and Roaches. Haven't quite decided what I'm going to be doing just quite yet. I do have a Evo chamber right next to my ramp. I like to do that to prevent Hellion run-bys, so if a Hellion needs to come in, they're going to have to go around, and it does buy me a little bit more time to kind of protect my my main. So I always like to do that, create a little wall there with the evolution chamber and a spine crawler. It usually helps out in late game. But yeah, so SpAwN has 3 tanks right now. I think he's going to be sieging them up and trying to get an Expo because his Expo is ready to go. And he's transferring that into an orbital command, whereas I'm just Expoing, trying to get as much mining as possible. If you look at the income tab right now, I am ahead by a little bit. But as you know, Terran has mules, which are definitely a very big advantage for them to catch up in economy. So once he gets that orbital command down to the expansion, it's going to be this is definitely going to increase SpAwN's income here. So he does see my roaches there, and he starts pounding away. I do not engage because I know he has siege tanks, and I fall back, which is a smart thing to do. And he is going to be expanding. SpAwN loves to build a lot of bunkers, so he possibly could be seeing a lot of bunkers on his expansions just to protect that. While I am not making any units as of right now, I'm still just droning up. I have 1 Hydra coming out. I don't know what he's doing. I possibly could be going Roach Hydra, but not sure at this point. So pretty much have a little bit of everything. Lings, Roaches, Hydras, just to prevent... I think I might be scared of Banshees. That's why I did that, but not quite sure. Yeah, there's a Spore Crawler going down, so I think I was expecting some Banshees, but SpAwN does not look like he's going any air units so far. He is getting his armory, which means he might be going a little bit of Thors and stuff like that. So here he comes with Marines trying to scout it out. And my Roaches are just sitting there and do get picked off. I kind of see his tech. I know that he's going Marines and Hellions along with a couple of tanks. So I do, in fact, get a Professor's infestation pit. That's going to help me take care of his Marines. And here comes a Hellion to do some early pressure, which is not going to be too successful to do it because I am well defended against that. I do have a Spine Crawler Queen properly placed along with a little bit of an army that can take him on. So he does fall back at this point, and he is pretty well protected right now because he does have 3 tanks strategically placed along with a couple of Marines, and he is building more tanks. I think he's going to be going tank heavy, and he only has 2 barracks, which is not a lot because he cannot produce too much out of them right now. And he's only producing 2 Marines at a time, which is not a lot of Marines. So if you look at the army value, the army tab, look at the minerals, I am definitely not ahead in army because I am right now just droning up. And if you look at the income tab, I am ahead by a lot for my income, and that does put me in a big advantage because he does have an expo going on, but he's still not ahead. And I do have all 4 gas geysers mining right now, whereas in SpAwN only has 2, so that definitely is going to be a big issue as well. If you look at the minerals or resources tab, he is a little bit over in gas, so he doesn't need additional gas here. So we see some Marines pushing out over here, which I don't know if it's a good idea because I do have Mailings morphing right there, so that could, SpAwN could potentially lose those, but he's not pushing out. He just stands there and he did not micro them properly, and now he cannot run back because I do have Mailings destroyed. So not a smart move by SpAwN there because those Marines just pretty much gave their life away for no good reason, and now I'm just kind of scouting to see what he's got. He does have a lot of SCVs protecting that that Thor, because he does not want to lose that, and as you know, Thors do eat up banelings for breakfast, so it's not going to be a problem for that Thor if a lot of banelings come in. But I do have a couple of roaches, a couple of hydras, and a lot of lings, but as you see, he has 4 siege tanks sieged up, so that is a big deal. If you look at upgrades tab, right now I have no real upgrades going on, even though I have I have +1 for my range, and that's about it. And my infestation pit, I've got the energy upgrade for the infestors, so we possibly could be seeing some more infestors from me. I don't quite remember when I get them, but I am going for my 3rd expansion simply because I know that I am ahead right now in the resource. I do have quite a lot of resources right now, but if you look at the income, I know I am ahead, and that's why I can afford to expand and get that 3rd expansion. And I continue to creep out, so I know if he's pushing out or not, which is a pretty big deal for Zerg, because you know, if I see him pushing out and if he's unsieged, that's my chance. So yeah. So he scans. I'm not sure why he did that. I think he was scared because I had an army there, or he tried to take out my spore crawlers. Oh, sorry, trying to take out my creep tumors. So I'm just kind of going for a quick scout because I don't want to be surprised by any, you know, other expos other than the 2 that he has there. So he has 1 expo here, 1 main mining. I don't want to be under the impression that I'm ahead when I'm not really. So he really wants to push out right here. He's got 4 Thors, and you know, he's got 5 tanks. That's a solid army right there. And I have my army waiting. I'm just waiting for him to push out, and he does have his tanks on the low ground, and he's bringing his Thors up. Sorry, that's my clanmates talking. And that's not going to be too smart for him because he's not in the range of the siege tank. This is going to be very bad. So he just lost quite a lot of army, where I'm still doing not too bad. I don't have the Neuroparasite research, but I definitely should be getting that. And that's almost done there. So that's going to be even worse for SpAwN, because Neuroparasite is a very strong thing against Terran, along with Fungal Growth. That's why people do not like infestors so much. So here we see a drop, a baneling drop going from me all the way around to his main. And if that does drop, it could take out quite a lot of SCVs, and that could be, you know, fatal for SpAwN. But right here, I'm kind of just going standard here, trying to push out with the army that I have. A lot of infestors, and I do mind control one of them. He can't do much. He tries to push on that infestor, and a bad idea by SpAwN, because I do pick out 2 Thors without losing too much of my army, and that Thor is definitely damaged. So Neuroparasite definitely paying off for itself, especially with that 1 infestor. I don't even have too many infestors, just 1. So I see that he doesn't have a lot of marines, so it's not really. And here we go, he's pushing out, and I see that he's unsieged, and I go on for a full-in attack, and I focus fire each and every tank down. He did not have enough army to push out, and he did, and that is going to be brutal for him. And here we go, now I have a huge army, and he has nothing left, and I'm going to be pushing out, and this is going to be GG. So, nice try by SpAwN there, but he did not quite build enough army to take on my massive units, and I was ahead the whole game, so that definitely gave me an advantage throughout. So if you look at the final APM stab, as I said, I usually average about 120, 130, so that's where I'm at. SpAwN's at 111, so it's not bad for a Terran, and he's definitely been trying to get that up. So it was a good game overall. Please be expecting more castings from me, from, you know, pretty much VoP, clan, and you know, internal clan battles. Look forward to those, and hopefully we'll be doing more of you know, internal clan battles. So hope to see you guys next time.